Good morning, and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. Today is the 29th of January. We are almost at the end of January already. It just feels like a few weeks ago we were streaming on New Year's Day. Well, I hope you've all had an amazing weekend. Bitcoin certainly has had a good weekend, and we're going to go through that today. We're going to start the week off with a look at some of the news from the weekend and the week before. We're going to look at Bitcoin, we're going to look at Solana, we're going to look at Algorand, we're going to look at the meme game. I'm going to basically bring up a list of memes, and I'm going to give you my tips on whether I think they're going to have a good February or not. Then OpenSea is up for sale. We're going to talk about that. What are the implications? Has it had its day? Should it just sail off into the sunset and close now that we have Magic Eden, we have Rarible, we have more NFT marketplaces with better fundamentals than OpenSea? We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to have a quiz at the end. But before we get into it, let's have a few shout outs. Who is here this morning? We have Daniel is in chat, Hidden Agendas is in chat, Mags is in chat. I hope you are all good. I hope you are all having a great day. I hope you had a nice weekend. There's been a lot of chatter in the Telegram group over the weekend about certain things, certain projects which are starting to come to fruition. One of which is When, which if you're on the internet, you will have read about When. When is a token which was dropped 2-3 days ago now. They are going to burn the unclaimed supply in 5 hours' time. What's going to happen to the price of that? Is it going to get listed on the two exchanges that we're streaming on? Who knows, but I'm not going to mention the name. I'm not allowed to. So first of all, let's have a look at the markets. Bitcoin is coming in at 42,300. That's a nice, healthier price than we were at now a week and a half ago when we dipped down to 38,000. We're going to have a look at that. I did say on Saturday that I think the bottom is in. I think if dumping $3 billion of Grayscale Trust ETF shares onto the market brings us down to 38,000, other than a black swan, how do we get any lower than that? So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Ethereum is up just a tad, but it's still a long way off. It's $2,500 that it was at a week and a bit ago. In terms of market cap, we are down just a tad. Volume is up just a tad, and Bitcoin dominance is sitting at a far more comfortable 51%. Ethereum dominance is still way below the 21% it was at probably about 5 or 6 months ago now. Now, let's have a look at the winners and losers of the last 24 hours. As you can see there, When is up massively. I am looking at the wrong thing. There we go. 24 hours, there we go. Conflux is up. Sui is up. Flare, Monero, Manta, Osmosis. There is a lot moving. In fact, it's moving so much that the charts can't keep up with me. Right, what has lost over the last 24 hours? Pyth is down a bit. BitTorrent, Akash, not really a lot to worry about there in terms of massive losses. It's one of those nice green days I think we're going to have today. So overall, the markets are looking healthy. And one thing that I will start to do now we are getting into it is every once in a while, I'll just remind you how close we are to the Bitcoin halving. We are 71 days away. 10 weeks. 10 weeks from the Bitcoin halving. That's all it is. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Bitcoin halving is coming in on April the 9th, which is the Oracle's birthday. Brogan has his birthday on April the 9th. Wouldn't it be ironic if the Bitcoin halving and Brogan's birthday both landed on the same day? Now, please bear in mind, this does change. The more blocks that are mined, the faster it goes. We could be below 68 days tomorrow. If it's a slower day, we could be back over 73, 74. So this isn't set in stone. Remember, it's set on a block, not on a specific date. So this date could change. Remember last week, it was the 20th of April. So this is the block height of when Bitcoin will be halved, the rewards will be halved. That is the current block height. So we are 12,054 blocks away from the halving. Not long now, not long now. So I'll bring that up just to remind you all of where we are. Probably every Monday we'll do that, just so when the new people come, just so they realize how close we are. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the X-Files. The X-Files are tweets which are not really worthy of full articles. And the first one is this. As of today, the Bitcoin ETFs will be allowed to start advertising on Google from today. Up until today, each type of cryptocurrency advert that wants to appear on Google has to go through this process because there's so many scams and so many scammers out there. So from today, they will be allowed to advertise on Google. This is a bullish sign. Very, very bullish sign, in my opinion. It's obviously going to take a few days to kick in. It's not going to happen immediately today. But over the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks, I would expect us to certainly see an influx from that. Now, we are moving into February, which is this column here. If I open up this image in a new window, you will be able to see this a little bit better. There we go. There we go. So February is fairly bullish for crypto and Bitcoin in particular. In fact, only 1 year out of the last 9 have we had a red month. So expect February to be bullish. If we go back, last year we didn't have much movement, but we were up 12% the year before, 36% the year before. Even if we get a 5% gain in February, we're going to be sitting at maybe $46,000 by the end of February. So very bullish indeed. Let's close some of these things down. Next one. And again, more bullish news, this time about Ethereum. Is history repeating itself? We talk a lot on this channel. We sit and we wait for the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin, but it's not just Bitcoin that's in the 4-year cycle. Bitcoin leads the cycle. Ethereum is obviously the second largest cryptocurrency in the world, but it's just following a nice healthy pattern. We have broken this resistance line. Are we now going to see Ethereum pump? I think we are primed. Remember, I said, well, I actually didn't say it on here. I said it in our Telegram group. I said, in my opinion, had we not had the Vanguard and Grayscale trust issues, I think we'd be sitting at $52,000 now. My prediction was get towards 48 to 50,000. If we break, we will be up towards 52.5. Actually, I think I said 52,400. We'll have a look at the chart in a minute. Good morning to Jabir. Jabir, I hope you are well. Now, last thing in the X-Files is a Hong Kong court. This, by the way, is only an hour and 15 minutes ago. So this is brand new. A Hong Kong court has issued an order for the liquidation of China Evergrande, the world's most heavily indebted real estate developer, after its attempt to restructure its $300 billion owed to banks and bondholders failed. This development has led to the complete halt in trading. Now, the issue that this has is this leads to contagion. That $300 billion is not just owed to Chinese banks and Chinese bondholders. It's owed to American banks, UK banks. HSBC was, I think, heavily involved. This is contagion. Could there be a black swan from this? Possibly. We had massive market corrections when this happened last time. It didn't happen last time. So when this was uncovered a year or so ago, this could be a black swan event because banks borrow from banks. They're not going to get the money back. If even 20% of this money is owed to 2 or 3 banks in America and the UK. That's going to have a massive effect, because that's a $60 billion hole in American and UK banks. So this could be a black swan. Keep an eye on this one. Evergrande, they were building properties left, right and centre that people weren't moving into. They were aiming for the Chinese middle class. The Chinese middle class was buying them off plan. They've halted production. Those Chinese investors have lost their money. Those people might have lost their life savings. It's a massive disaster in China. Remember, China was most recently, the leader was in America. They went to San Francisco to talk to Joe Biden. Lots of people have this impression that China is this economic powerhouse, but it's built on central bank funding, very much like America is built on printing money. China is the same. You can only do that for so long before you devalue your currency into non-existence. Even Peter Schiff admitted that if America continues along the path it's going, the US dollar will be worthless and Bitcoin will be worth $10 million a Bitcoin. Even he admitted that. Saturday, I think he said it. So keep an eye on that. It is something to worry about. Don't lose sleep over it, just worry about it. Moving on then to the first article. This is to do with BlackRock. BlackRock's ETF passes 2 billion market cap in crypto milestone. Now remember, we were only at $1 billion. Was it the start of last week? End of the week before? They are absolutely churning through Bitcoin, left, right and center, buying it up. And all of this is coming from the open market. There is the trade between Grayscale and BlackRock and Fidelity and things like that going on. But BlackRock is just going to suck the market dry of Bitcoin. And this is going to cause the supply shock that I've been telling you about for weeks and weeks. The halving halves the supply of Bitcoin being mined. I believe it's 400. Is it 400 a block or 400 a day? And it's going down to 200 Bitcoin a day, something like that. BlackRock is buying thousands, if not tens of thousands of Bitcoin a week. We're not going to see these prices in 3, 4, 5, 6 years' time, no matter what FUD you are fed about Bitcoin going to $20,000 or $10,000. If BlackRock is buying $200 million a day or $100 million a day of Bitcoin, they don't care if it's at 20,000, 10,000 or 30,000, they will buy it. And that buy pressure will continue to float Bitcoin to higher prices. If anything, they want this FUD to keep the prices low so they can bring as much in as they can. The ETF has reached 2.11 billion due to Bitcoin's recent price performance. The strong intraday performance of the cryptocurrency has contributed to the rapid growth. This down here shows you the total value of the ETF. And this shows you, this is James Seifert. I follow Eric Balchanis. He publishes the same kind of charts. This shows you the holdings of each of the different ETFs. It shows you the outflows, obviously from Grayscale, the inflows. This, I don't know if I can bring up this image or if it's going to send me back off to, there we go. It's going to send me back off to X again. So you can see that the BlackRock ETF holds just under 2.1 billion. Fidelity owns 1.8. ARK is 550 million. Bitwise is 557. These are absolutely massive ETFs. Already, they're massive ETFs. So expect over the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks, by the end of February, potentially this will have doubled. Potentially we could be looking at a $4 or $5 billion ETF for BlackRock. And remember, BlackRock are taking 0.25% a year from that in fees. It's good business if you can get it. So that will do for the news about BlackRock. We're going to very quickly go and have a look at the Bitcoin price. Now, I don't know which of these two. Okay, this one's mine. Good. Let's move this over here so we can bring up the price. Hopefully you can see the price on the screen now. A little bit more. 1 second, there we go. Okay, so if we go to the weekly chart, just to give you an idea of where we are. This is the weekly Bitcoin chart. As you can see, this white line that was sitting here, that was sitting on the bull market support band last week. You can now see that the bull market support band has moved up to here. So the bull market support band is currently at, let's call it $38,000. So the bull market support band is at $38,000, which funnily enough, we are going to see, that's what a lot of people are predicting, that's what we're going to get to. I don't think necessarily we are. Anyway, we'll ignore that one for now. Let's have a look at where we are. This is the weekly chart. As you can see, apart from the wicks, the actual trading of Bitcoin has stayed fairly consistent within here. The bottom of this range is about 41,000. Top of this range is 44,000. So to break out of this range, we need to hit 44,000. And that's my next target for Bitcoin. My next target is to break this 44,000 level that we haven't managed to do since the 4th of December. So as you can see, we've kind of wobbled around in here. We're going to move back up to 44,000, I think, and give it another run. Let's go very quickly to have a look at the daily. And as you can see on the daily, we're still in this range. The range is holding pretty comfortably. We're now sitting at 42.3. I'm not going to do too much TA on Bitcoin. It's already nearly 20 past 11. I don't want to overrun on the show. Suffice to say, my target next for Bitcoin is 44.2. If we can break 44.2, it's been previous resistance here. We did break it very briefly, and then the Grayscale Trust issues happened. We fell that down, broke below, and now we're back in the range. So I think 44.2, that's where we need to be getting to. In terms of the RSI, we're not overbought on the daily or the weekly, but reasonably okay on the 4 hour, 1 hour coming back up. I think today is going to be a green day, unless something dramatic happens. If the Evergrande news really kicks in and there's a big sell-off in stocks today, we could see a correction for Bitcoin. But we are moving this bull market support band. It is moving up, and that's what we need to keep an eye on, because at some point we're going to get up to about this level here, which is 40,000, and that, I think, is where we're going to have a cross here at some point, possibly by the beginning of February. So positive on Bitcoin, haven't changed my opinion. Yes, we've come down. I have been telling you for the last 2 weeks, don't give in to this, negative week or so we've had. We know the reasons why, and the reasons are Grayscale Trust being sold off. People had their investments stuck in there for 3 or 4 years at a discount. When it went from a discount to the spot price of Bitcoin, they gained 20, 30, 40% on that, plus the accumulation in value of Bitcoin. They were buying these shares at $15,000 at a discount. They're now selling them at $42,000 at spot. So they've potentially 4x'd their money. There's going to be a sell-off. On top of that, you're going to have people swapping from Grayscale to other Bitcoin ETFs. That took a lot more time than a lot of people expected. I thought it was going to take somewhere in the region of a week or two. It's taken 2 or 3 weeks. So let's move on and have a little look on. Now, this is an interesting article because Raoul is an ETH maxi, and we don't talk a lot about ETH maxis on the channel. We talk a lot about Bitcoin maxis, but we don't talk a lot about ETH maxis. And according to Raoul, he sold his entire portfolio and pumped it into Ethereum. That was the story anyway. Now, I quite like watching Raul. I think he's very entertaining. I like his AMAs where he sits down with a bottle of wine and he talks to you about things. He has predicted that Solana will hit an all-time high. Now, this is what's interesting because, like I said, he's an ETH maxi and Solana is kryptonite to Superman, which is Ethereum. And there are a lot of things called soul killers and Ethereum killers and Bitcoin killers, and you hear it a lot. And a lot of the time it's nonsense. Cardano is never going to kill Ethereum. Solana is never going to kill Ethereum. Take all of those ideas out of your head. I saw somebody talking about Celestia today on X, and people were saying that Celestia was an Ethereum killer. And the analogy they used is that's like comparing windscreen wipers to a car. Celestia is just a set of windscreen wipers. That's all it does. Ethereum is a car. Now, I like that analogy. It makes perfect sense. It's very easy to explain to people. When you have a project that's job is to do one thing, it's very easy to say it's better than Ethereum. But to try and say that it can take over what Ethereum has built over the last 4 years is utter nonsense. Now, don't get me wrong, Solana, what's going to happen this week is going to pump Solana to the moon. We have got the meme coin, which was dropped, which I'm not going to mention the name of. That's really going to kick on from today. On the 31st of January, we have the DeFi exchange token dropping. That's the 31st of January. That's 2 days from today. There is going to be 1.7 billion of those tokens dropped. I foresee it being listed on the exchange you're watching on within the next 4 weeks. That coin could do multiples. We could see that project at $5-6 billion within the next 5 or 6 weeks. What's that going to do to Solana? It's going to absolutely pump Solana because people are going to sell those tokens and they're going to buy Solana, or people are going to buy Solana to then buy these tokens. So it's going to have a massive impact on Solana. So the next 3 or 4 weeks for me for Solana are critical. It could pump 10-20% over the next 5 or 6 weeks outside of what's happening everywhere else. We saw what happened with Pyth and other tokens that dropped 2 months ago. That helped with the bull run that Solana had. That got Solana from $20, $30, $40 up to $95, $100. So this one is a bigger airdrop, and that's why I think we could start to see hopefully $120 retested. So anyway, that was just my 2 penneth. Raul is adding to the bullish sentiment surrounding Solana. He predicts that an impending bull run for Solana, stressing the need for investors to stick with the program. The crux of his prediction revolves around Solana breaking the resistance at 92 price range, as indicated by a chart he shared. Now, this article must be fairly recent. This article was yesterday. Aren't we at $97 for Solana at the minute? We'll go and have a look in a second. This prediction comes at a time when Solana is at a crucial juncture, which is dealing with sudden fluctuations in recent months, making it hard to believe that it will go against the tide. He said there are many reasons to be optimistic about Solana right now, including the fact that its second smartphone, Saga, was released successfully. We know about that. That has done exceptionally well. $97, exactly. I did do a little bit of a price prediction in Telegram over the weekend, and I said we could run at 98. If we break 98, we'll get to 102. If we don't, we're going to come way down to $78. We need to see what today brings. If we open in the green, Solana could be at $105, $106 by tomorrow. We'll have a look in a minute. PAL has always supported Solana and ranks it higher than its main, and often ranks it higher than its main competitor. I think in terms of multiples, you've got to remember a couple of things. Again, I'm not going to do too much of an education lesson again today, but what you've got to remember is that Solana is at $42 billion. Ethereum is at $272 billion. Now, Solana has to almost 7x to get to the market cap of Ethereum. That's if Ethereum doesn't move. So what Raoul probably means is, if you put $100 into Solana today and $100 into Ethereum today, by the peak of the next bull run, your $100 in Ethereum could be worth $500. Your Solana $100 could be worth, let's say, $700. So Ethereum could do a 5x, Solana will do a 7x. So in terms of your return, it is wiser to hold some of these other top 10 coins that I harp on about all the time. I sound like a stuck record, I know I do. But don't keep everything in Bitcoin. Don't keep everything in Ethereum. Make sure you hold maybe some XRP, some Solana, some Cardano, some Avalanche. Maybe hold some Chainlink, some Polygon. I cannot believe Polygon is 14th. Take out the two stable coins, it's not even in the top 10. This is the best layer 2 out there. It's better than everything else at this moment in time. Maybe not in the future, but for now, Polygon is way up there. So I understand what he's saying in terms of it will outperform Ethereum, but you got to remember, Ethereum is at 272 billion. I'm talking about it doing a 5x, which would put it at 1.25 trillion. So just bear that in mind when you look at projects and when you look at prices. You have to remember that the smaller the market cap, the greater the chance it has to move. That's what I'm kind of getting at. So I drew this over the weekend to try and give you an idea of what was going to happen in Solana. This is the daily chart. Since the peak, which, believe it or not, was on Christmas Day, we've been in this channel down. And as you can see, we have broken out and we are sitting right on this fib level, which is about $98 and change. If we break this, the next level up, I'm going to move this white line here. The next level up is about here, which is $102. So if we can break above this fib level, $102 is the target. If we don't, this fib level down here at $78, $79, this is the natural. I mean, we're talking about a month in this kind of price action. Now, we either break out and we go up here and we come down and test and do this, or we get rejected and we come down. One of those two things is going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I am not Jason Casper. I am not Frankie Candles. I am not the oracle that is Brogan. They are far better at these things than I am. What I'm saying is I can give you the rough indicators of where I think things are going to go. If we have a bullish open at 3:30, so in 4 hours time, if we have a bullish open, Solana is going to go to $102. If we open in the red and this Evergrande news starts to filter out and banks start to issue warnings, there'll be a sell-off. And that sell-off doesn't respect any of your TA. It doesn't care if you want $44,000 Bitcoin. The Bitcoin ETFs will be sold. The traders that hold Solana, Ethereum, everything is going to be sold off. And we could see a 5% correction in the market, because that's what happened. I would say it's a grey swan because we've seen it coming. It's not a black swan, that's an unforeseen event. Like when we had the pandemic, that was an unforeseen event. This is more of a grey swan. It's a telegraphed event. So I can't say it's going to go to $102. So if I was buying Solana, or if I was thinking about buying Solana, I would dollar cost average in today, starting today, at this price. If we come down to $78 or around $78, $80, look to buy at those prices. It's a good price to get Solana. Everybody's talking about a $500 or $600 Solana. I think it will do about a 5x from here, which is $500, roughly $500. I'm not going to say that about most coins, but you just have to look at what they're doing with the mobile phones, with the ecosystem, with the airdrops that are going on. They are sucking the press the FOMO is going to Solana at the minute, and that counts for more again than most price action. So don't take your eye off Solana. We have been pumping the cause of Solana since it was $20 odd. We were given price targets of $40, $50, $80. We were given price targets of $100. We've followed Solana all this way up. Yes, we've had a correction, but this is you could draw a line like this on Solana, for example, and wouldn't you know where that line goes? That line goes straight there. So if you drew that trend line going back to, what's that date? I can't even see what that date is. Anyway, wherever that is, October. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You do not have to be a rocket scientist to realize where Solana is going to go. And that's a natural path, if you like. So don't fade Solana. Get in at these prices. Not financial advice. Of course, I'm never going to give you financial advice. I am just giving you my opinion. And my opinion is to hold Solana. Now then, the Algorand hack was over the weekend, or might even been as far back as Friday. The CEO's X account was compromised. Now, this is the biggest threat to your bags. The biggest threat to the crypto you hold is clicking on phishing links and connecting your wallet and not reading what it says and losing your crypto. This is the biggest threat. And the best bit of advice I can give you is, and most people are not going to agree with this, and that's fine. Best bit of advice I can give you: keep the majority of your funds on the exchange you are currently on. That is the best way to keep your funds safe. Keep them on an exchange, keep them on the exchange you're on now. Turn on two-factor authentication, connect your mobile phone, add the anti-phishing code to your emails, and make sure your exchange account is as solid as possible. Now, I can't give away names, but one of the exchanges watching this has just done its proof of reserves, and its proof of reserves are at 115%. So for $100, they have $115 in their accounts, treasuries, whatever you want to call it. The other exchange we're on has a gain well over 10% on top. I think up. I am watching Momentum of Sol all night long. He is trying so hard to get above $98. I think what's going to happen with Solana, and again, I can't mention names on here. The thing with Solana is it's got two massive events happening today and on the 31st. And the last time this happened with Pies, it pumped to the heavens. I don't know when the Pi airdrop was, but it pumped like crazy. In 2 days' time, we have got the airdrop of all airdrops. The biggest airdrop Solana has ever seen is happening in 2 days' time. I've made videos about it. I think I've made 3 videos about it now. And that airdrop, people will start to buy Solana today to get in for preparation to buy this airdrop, because I think this airdrop is going to follow the same path of Pi, but bigger. And it's going to be listed on the 2 exchanges we're on right now. And then it's going to pump. I can't mention the name because it's not listed on the exchanges, but it's going to happen. So anyway, the long and short of it is, keep the majority of your funds on exchanges. I've only got about 1% of my crypto on my different wallets. Skits, you are not late. Well, you are. You're half an hour late for the stream, but I think you can be forgiven. You're half an hour late. It doesn't really matter, does it? We're going to be here for another 30, 40 minutes. So it doesn't matter if you're too late. Smash the like button and drop any questions you've got into chat. This is a Monday. It's a good-ish day. I do try and keep my eye on chats. I can see one chat very clearly. The other chat is full of spam and I can't read it, and that's the problem. So if you say hello somewhere else, I can't read it, and that's the problem I've got. In fact, just give me 1 second. I'm going to drop a very quick box. And while I'm doing this, remember there are 2 massive ways you can help us. You can give us a follow or a subscribe or whatever it's called, and then you can like the stream or love heart the stream, whatever. They're the 2 ways you can help us. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything to like and follow us. But in terms of running AMAs and doing community airdrops and that kind of thing, the more people that follow us, the more we can go to these companies and projects and say, listen, we've got, I think around about today, we're going to cross the 90,000 follower mark. So we're very close to that 100,000. So the best way you can already help is to do that. I'm just going to drop a box now. Give me 1 second. I've mistyped it. So yeah, so I think today we're going to cross the 90,000 follower mark. And just to put that into context, in May last year, which is 8 months ago. 8 months ago, we had 250 followers. So we've gone from 250 followers to 90,000 followers in, what would that be, 8 months? So we're gaining 10,000 followers a month, which is absolutely crazy. Thank you, Skits, for smashing the like button. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Is there going to be a party at 100,000? You better believe there's going to be a party at 100,000. I'm just trying to find a sponsor to do a community giveaway. I think a party would be amazing. I think what we'll do is we'll do a Wednesday night stream. We'll do a Wednesday night stream. We'll stream live, full cameras, everything. Maybe we'll get some Tibetan yak water in to have on the stream. And yeah, we'll have a party. We'll try and do a giveaway. That's the best thing to do. We'll try and do a giveaway. We'll load both of the exchanges with crypto as best we can. And then we'll do a giveaway live on the stream as well. So we'll try. Anyway, I've completely gone off the topic. So the point of the matter is, don't put all of your funds into a hot wallet. Don't put all of your money into MetaMask or Phantom. Don't do that. Keep it on the exchange you're on, because that's the safest bet. Twitter is not 100% accurate or believable. Just look what happened with the SEC. The SEC got hacked and announced the ETF 24 hours earlier. That, of course, was fake news. It pumped and crashed the price. It was an utter disaster. So even websites themselves can be hacked. So it's very important to, if you see an offer that says, click here now, offer expiring in 20 minutes, it's a scam. It's not going to happen. Algorand, Ethereum, Solana, Vitalik, Anatoly, Elon Musk, Brad Garlinghouse are not going to go onto video and tell you that if you send them 100 XRP, they'll send you 1,000 back. It's just wrong. So avoid clicking on things like this. Don't follow any of that advice whatsoever. Now, I am actually going to bring up the Algorand price, because I hold Algorand. I've got a portfolio which is a $15,000 to $1 million portfolio. It's not going to do that in one cycle, before anybody asks. I've done it for long-term gain. Skits, there is an X account that tracks scammers' wallets, and you can see transactions going to those wallets on X, and it will show you 0.1 Bitcoin has been sent here, 0.1 Ethereum has been sent here, blah, blah, blah. And it tracks the scams. They make tens of thousands of dollars out of these things. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So the Algorand chart, this is the daily chart. And why am I bullish on Algorand? Well, first of all, I'm not bullish at the fact that the CEO has quit. I am not bullish on the fact that they have signed a deal with the World Economic Forum. I'm not going to get into that. This is not a political channel. I'm just not impressed. The token itself is that good that Gary Gensler even said that somebody like Uber could use Algorand to power the Uber ecosystem. Prices. Now, this is important, and this is what I want to show you. And for a long time, the price action was doing this. Okay, let me start that again. We didn't break the support band. We didn't break the support band. We broke the support band. We are now back on top of the support band, which means one of two things. And again, I know I sound like some kind of stuck record, but I don't have a crystal ball to tell you what's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is I think we're going to come back up here to 25 cents. That is roughly a 60% gain. And why do I think that's going to happen? Look at what has happened each time the RSI has been this low. Okay, the price has moved up. The RSI on the daily chart, the weekly chart, it's come all the way down. Daily chart, it's down. I'm expecting the price to go up. Nothing short of a bit of black swan event news is going to cause this to fall down. So I think, and again, I've said this many times before, anything in the red zone of the fib levels is the buy zone for me. Now, I didn't catch the bottom of this, believe it or not. I bought here. Okay, so I bought just above the price we're at today. I think I bought in at 18 cents. Now, as you can see, it spent the majority of the time below my buy price. But I don't care, because I've bought this token for the bull run. And you can have buyer's remorse. You can also have seller's remorse. And you need to avoid that. You can buy a token and it pump 5 minutes later and you're happy because you're $10 up. But you didn't buy it to sell 5 or 10 minutes later. You bought it for a specific objective. And your objective could be completely different from mine. That's why I say this is my opinion, not your opinion. We are both getting on and off the same trains. But my stops and your stops are totally different. There are people watching this stream that bought Algorand probably here, which is 4 years ago. There are people that are probably holding it since then. Okay? There are people that bought Algorand down here, but they're different stops on the same train journey. We all want Algorand to do well, to pump our bags. Yes, we are here for profits, and yes, we are here to change the world, and yes, we are here to make life-changing wealth. But the projects that I buy into are going to change the world. So I'm combining both things. Bitcoin is going to change the world. Ethereum is going to change the world. Solana is going to change the world. Hopefully Algorand will change the world. Cardano, XRP is going to change the world. XRP is going to power CBDCs for smaller countries. I mean, how much of the world do we want to change when we can say that XRP is going to power currencies of nations? Think about that. 600, 700, 1,000 years ago, we had little shekels. 2,000 years ago, we had sticks with knots in. And now we're talking about projects that are going to power the currency of nations. That's how far we've come, even in the last 10, 15, 14 years, if you go back to the start of Bitcoin. In 14 years, we've come this far. Where are we going to be in 14 years' time? That's the positive side of things. Good morning, Jazz. Skits, I'm still learning all of this. I'm a bit lost. This is all new to me. Listen, I know I try and keep it as plain as possible. Now we're going to put this. You'll enjoy this section. This is the fun section. I'm going to give you 3 meme coins that I would buy if I had $100 to hold for, let's say, February and March. I was going to say February. Let's say February and March. Okay. Now, I'm going to pick these based on potential rather than based on where they're going to be in 2 years' time. So where we're going to be from now until, let's say, March the 31st. Okay, the first one I would buy is Doge. I don't like Doge. I am not going to hold Doge. I sold Doge at 66, 67, whatever, just a few cents below the all-time high. Why would I buy Doge? Because at some point in the next 2 months, Elon Musk is going to announce the payments solution for X, and everybody and their aunt believes it's going to be Doge. So I would buy Doge and I would ride it up to anywhere above 17 cents. So that's a 2x in the next 8 weeks. Not financial advice, this is what I would do. So I would buy Doge simply for that news, and then I would sell it, whatever it gets to, 17, 20, 30 cents. And I would never look at it again. I don't like it. Every time Elon Musk says payments on X, Doge pumps. That's just the way it works. So I would buy Doge. That would be my first coin that I would buy. The second coin that I would buy would probably be, let's see if I can bring it up on here. It's not even listed on the chart. Okay, I'm not going to say that one then. Right, so the next one I would look to buy would be probably Miro. Miro's had a retracement, but it's up. The market cap of $126 million. I made a private video for members 2 weeks ago, and I said Miro has to break $150 million before it will go any higher. We're at 126 million and we're sitting there. So I would buy Miro on the proviso that this could do a 4 or 5x. So that would be my second choice behind Dogecoin. And I don't hold any Miro either, by the way. I am not shilling you my bags. I don't hold them. Then I would look at probably something which hasn't pumped massively. I mean, Snek's fallen away. I was a big fan of Snek. It's a Cardano-based meme coin. Snek I'm a big fan of. This is an Avalanche-based meme coin, Coke. I'm not going to call it what everybody wants me to call it. Coke is potential, but that's had a serious drawdown. So I'd probably go for When, which isn't listed. So I would go for Dogecoin, Miro, and When. They would be my 3 picks for the next 2 months, not for the next 2 years. Doge, Miro, and When. And I only hold When, and that's because of the airdrop. I don't hold Doge, as I've said. I don't hold any. We give out rewards in SHIB, but I don't really hold any of these other meme coins. So there you go. Those are my 3 picks. And finally, OpenSea. Where are we with OpenSea? So for those of you that don't know, OpenSea is the OG NFT trading platform. And in my opinion, I don't know how to phrase this. OpenSea's skits, I will talk about that token on Thursday. When I stream Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I stream on certain platforms that I'm not going to say certain tokens that aren't listed there because it's not fair. So if I say, oh, you need to go and buy coffee, for example, the coffee token, and it's not listed on the 2 exchanges I'm on, then you can't go and buy it. So it's pretty pointless. But Thursdays, I stream in a different format. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I can talk about those tokens, but today I can't. OpenSea is up for sale, and that is the reason. Now, the reason is, okay, I think we can talk about it. OpenSea's team, some of their team, not all of their team, some of their team carried out insider trading, and they got sacked, they got fined $2 million, I think. Lots of people had names for it, like Open Scam and Scamc and all that kind of other things. So for me, it was dead in the water. Magic Eden knocks the socks off OpenSea. Rarible knocks the socks off OpenSea. OpenSea also had a row with not Animoca, the people behind Bored Ape Yacht Club and the people behind CryptoPunks pulled their projects from OpenSea and moved them because of the way that they started to damage the rewards that you get as the team behind the project. You normally get an 8% commission. They started to remove that and have had commission-free trades, and that just annoyed everybody. So as far as I'm concerned, is that it? Anyway, it's up for sale. That's all you need to know. It's up for sale, and I, for one, am glad to see the back of it. I am not a fan of OpenSea. Why is the article? The article has completely disappeared. Is that it? Is this the article? Is this the article? There we go. Okay. So, Devin Finzer said OpenSea has received acquisition interest, but not specify when and by whom. NFT player is struggling to find its footing after a rough couple of years. He said Blur had cut corners on its way to market dominance. Stung by the collapse of NFTs last year, OpenSea has had a hard time justifying its one-time $13.3 billion valuation. It was never worth. Yuga Labs, that's it. It was never worth $13.3 billion. Just because they say they're worth something, it doesn't mean it actually is. It's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. That's the same with everything in life. It was never worth $13.3 billion. Even with the turnover it did, that was a speculative price. Now, the NFT marketplace at the center of another conversation, acquisitions. So he has said that they may be acquired. The honest answer is that we are pretty open. We take a pretty open-minded approach. We think that if the right partnership comes along, then that's something we should certainly consider. OpenSea is not actively looking for a suitor and has no plans to be acquired. At its peak, it accounted for 90% of the NFT sector. Now its monthly trading volume is down to $171 million, 97% plunge from January 2022. Wow. Blur went live in late 2022. It's used airdrops of its token to leapfrog OpenSea and become the top marketplace. My favourite is still Magic Eden for buying NFTs. So, where is the bit about the Bored Ape leaving? I can't see it. Anyway, we don't need to read too much more about this. The point of the matter is that OpenSea didn't grow in the right way, didn't have the correct morals, employed too many staff. It doesn't make the people there necessarily bad, other than the ones that cheated. They just didn't grow how they should have grown. If you look at other exchanges, especially the two that you're on, they know about market cycles and they know about revenue cycles because they're both intimately connected. It's all well and good having 1,000 members of staff when you're doing $600 million, $800 million a month in turnover. But when that drops to $161 million in turnover, what do you have to do? You have to get rid of them all. The point is, very similar to what Elon Musk has done at X, the point is to keep the team small enough so when the rough times come, you can still manage. And that's what they didn't do. Lots of companies did the same thing. Lots of companies have gone bust. They're not the first. It doesn't make them demons. It just means they don't know how to scale up a business. And scaling up a business is not how many people do we need in sales? 30. How many people do we need in production? 20. How many developers do we need? 15. They're just numbers. How many developers do you really need? It's an online automated system. The same way that X got rid of 2/3 of its staff, and it works just as well now, if not better than it did before. So having 1,000 members of staff when you're an NFT platform is ridiculous. You need support staff to deal with problems. You need a few programmers to maintain and build the platform. And then you need accounts department. You could probably run OpenSea with 100 members of staff. It's a disaster. But again, it doesn't make them criminals. It just means they don't know how to run the business. They should have brought in external people that know how to scale, and scaling doesn't involve having more staff than needed. That's the issue. So for OpenSea to disappear, it's no great loss to the crypto industry. They were the biggest, they were the first movers, but different platforms have come in and taken up the market share, and they've gone. Now, that is it for the news. What we're going to do now is bring up the Bitcoin chart, and then we're going to do a bit of a quiz, and then we're going to call it a day. So let's go and bring up the Bitcoin chart. Now, what's a bit weird is the spam that appears in chat. It disappears when the quiz starts, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is at all, but I don't read anybody's messages until, there we go. So hopefully you can all see the Bitcoin price. Let me just see if it appears on the screen. There we go. So you can all see the Bitcoin price. And as you know, it's customary. You all need to pray to your respective gods that we get to $42,500 by the end of the stream. That's the plan. Now, let's get the quiz started. We've just had an absolute shed load of people follow the channel, which is amazing news. I'm very... sorry, I've got like 62 messages since we started the stream. Okay, so the quiz. They're very simple questions. They're not meant to catch you out. They're just meant to be a bit of fun. And we give away crypto. If you get the answer right and you're in a certain place or certain places, you get free crypto. That's all there is to it. And these questions, as I say, they're not meant to be difficult. They're not meant to catch you out. They're just meant to be a bit of fun. So I'm going to put the answers to these questions. All of them are going to be in lowercase today because for some reason it didn't work properly last week. So the first question is about the Bitcoin halving. And the answers need to be in lowercase. I've put both of the answers into chat, so you should just be able to copy it. The Bitcoin halving then. We talked about it at the very start of the show. We showed you the countdown. There's 70 odd days left. The Bitcoin halving, is that in April or is that in June this year? The Bitcoin halving, is it in April or June this year? All you've got to do is type April or June and you've won. And put it in lowercase. There we go. All you got to do. Cannot say fairer than that. I could really do with a drink of this coffee. How long have we got left on the timer? 15 seconds. Not many people getting this right. Remember, the answer has to be in lowercase. If you put a capital A or a capital J, you won't win. Oh, that coffee's gone cold. Horrendous. Only 20 people got that right. That is 23 people, sorry. Not many. War Master C is here. Good morning, Titans. Ola Kishan, welcome. Cyberpunk Danny is here. Ayesha, I think, is here. Lots of users. Congratulations. You got that right. Next question. All right. Next question then. What is going to be the next question? I'll try and ask an easier one. That one seems to have caught people out. I don't know why. Now, remember, the answers are only easy if you know them. This is supposed to be a bit of education at the end of every stream to help people that don't know anything about crypto. They're not meant to be for the degens and the OGs in chat. It's just a bit of fun. So the question is, Bitcoin is proof of stake. Is that true or false? Is Bitcoin proof of stake? True or false? Just put the answer into chat. And away we go. Yep, there's a lot of people that watch. I think the issue is, and this is what we try and avoid on the channel, is there's a lot of, I don't know how to phrase it. It's like going to the gym for the first time and you're out of condition and you might be a bit saggy, you haven't got a lot of muscles, and you go in the gym and you think that everyone in the gym is going to look at you and laugh. So there's a little bit of that kind of intrepidation going on. And what you find when you go to the gym is that most people in the gym are just nice people. They've just been going a lot longer. Again, it's back to the train journey story again. Those people that are in there that are super buff, they've been on that train a lot longer than you. But it doesn't mean that they laugh at people that suddenly start going to the gym, because they were there once as well. And crypto, we need to avoid any kind of elitist attitudes to people that are new to crypto, because we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to get anywhere by laughing at people that don't know an awful lot. So Bitcoin is proof of stake. Is that true or false? It is, of course, false. Bitcoin isn't proof of stake. It is proof of work. And there are miners, big computers all around the world, that solve complex algorithmic equations to try and earn the blocks. And the block reward is the 6.25, which is being halved. So Bitcoin is powered by blocks. By miners, not proof of stake. It doesn't use validators. Not many people got that right. Not many people got that right at all. Lots of people put true, and it isn't. Ethereum is proof of stake. Solana, Cardano is proof of stake. Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, proof of work. Kaz, proof of work. Sodacan, is Brogan's Simple Signals live today? He should be going live tonight. Yes, he should be going live at 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. He should be live. But I don't know. You'd have to ask him directly. I don't know where he is at the minute. He might still be in bed. You never know. The Oracle needs his sleep. Next question then. Right. Ethereum is proof of stake. Ethereum is proof of stake. Is that true or false? Is Ethereum proof of stake? All you've got to do is type true or false into chat, and away we go. If you think about proof of work as they have to dig it out of the ground, so Bitcoin is like oil, it's like gold, it's like silver. It has to be dug out of the ground. That's where you get miners from. It has to be produced. Proof of stake, think about staking like you would with your bank account. You put your money with your bank, and then your bank pays you interest on that money. So you're staking your money with the bank, and they're paying you 2% in return. So think of it that way. So proof of work, think of a man with a shovel. Proof of stake, think of your bank account. That's how the closest that simple analogy I can think. The airdrop was amazing. It is amazing. I know, and I can't talk about it today, but I think collectively across the people that watch our streams, we've probably made about $20,000 or $30,000 for our community out of that airdrop. So I am more than happy with that. That gives us some leeway to get things wrong. That's how I read into it. Okay, Jotas, Deke, congratulations, War Master C. Oleg, Shafiq, Totti, Fabia, users, Talib, Peter P, congratulations. You are all winners. 42 of you got that right. Now, we're only at 42,357. I'm not seeing much of a price pump. We need to get that price up. I know what you're saying. You're saying we are at that fib level. And you would be right. We are at that fib level. Next question then. You're more than welcome for the giveaways. Remember, there are lots of ways you can help us. Following us, liking the video, hearting the video, subscribing. That's the number one way you can help us. All of our details are underneath the stream. If you've liked what you've heard today and you think that we explain things in simple terms and you like what we say, make sure to go and check everything else out that we do. That would help us as well. And the other thing you can do, you can either become an OG member or you can tip us. All of those options are available to you, but we don't expect them. We don't expect them at all. We would just like a follow and a like. Next question then. Okay. Again, we're going to stick with the stake or proof of work. And the next one is Solana. Is Solana proof of stake? True or false? Solana, is it proof of stake? True or false? There we go. Box is drop question. You've got 60 seconds to answer. Now, for those of you that are new here, we stream every day at 11 o'clock, apart from Sundays. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 11 o'clock, we will be streaming. Depending on where you're watching, it's already in the calendar, or if it's not in the calendar, it will be added later on today. So make sure to follow us so you can watch us again tomorrow. That would be great. Brogan will be doing simple signals this week. That's a live trading show where he picks trades, he picks tokens to go into. He did a Solana short on Friday, which I think he made 44% on. He did Celestia. I don't know what happened with Celestia. I've not talked to him about that. So he does live trading a couple of times a week at night. So try and catch that. And remember, you don't have to copy his trades. You don't have to follow them. You could just watch them and learn how he does the trades, if you know what I mean. Bebo, Ijo, Docs, Jason, Wolf, Warmaster C, congratulations. NK Storm is here. Hello. Kishan, Cyberpunk Danny, congratulations to you all. No, that was the second trade. The first trade he got 44% on. The second trade he followed up, but he didn't run that one past me. So the second trade he did, which was off air, that's the one he lost on. That's because the market pumped. But the one he did on the stream, that's the one he was up by. And then the second one he did after the stream, he didn't do. He didn't not advertise it. He didn't stream that one. Next question for you. So I think we'll do 2 more questions and then we will call it a day. I might go and make a video after this. I haven't decided yet. There's a couple of suggestions for tokens which I might go and have a look at. Right, next question. Should I make this a chicken question? I'm going to do a chicken question. So, chicken question. Rules are simple. If you know the answer, don't answer. I'm only going to give away 15 prizes on this question. So if you know the answer and you give it away at the start and everybody copies you, you're not going to win. So keep your answer until the end. Now, this answer needs to be in lower case. Listen carefully. The answer has to be in lower case. If you know the answer, do not type it until there are 10 or 15 seconds left. Otherwise, everybody will copy and you won't win. The question is, what is the first name of the founder of Solana? If you know the answer, do not type it in yet. Because if you do and people copy you and 40 people get this right, 25 of you won't win. This is why it's called a chicken question, because the first person to answer gets called the chicken. That's the game. And we've got a poll running, by the way, which I will give out. I'm going to give out the answers. Remember, the answer has to be in lower case. If you put the answer in uppercase, you are not going to win. There's lots of people typing Solana. I can tell you that Solana is not the answer. 6 seconds to go. 19 correct answers. Somebody typed the answer after 30 seconds, and therefore 4 of you will not win. I don't know who said it first. War Master Seat, congratulations. Raj, congratulations. Kishan, well done. Fred, Cyberpunk Danny, 1. Manu, congratulations to you all. The answer was Anatoly, but I don't know who typed it first. It's a long time ago. Was it Raj? Raj typed it first. So Raj is now the chicken. The chicken quiz. We're going to do 1 question a day with the chicken question because it's a hard question that most people don't know. There's no point in alienating people by asking impossible questions. So if you missed out, I'm very sorry. There were 19 answers. Only 15 people won. So you can blame the chicken for that, which is Raj. The worst one, I think he was called Badrum. Badrum gave the answer away after about 5 seconds once, and something like 60 people got it right, and 45 people didn't win the prize. And it literally, the chat just went into meltdown. So anyway, last question. And this is an easy one. Remember, it has to be, I'm actually going to type it in. Okay. Right. What is the surname of the owner of X? What is the surname of the owner of X? That's your last question. So, a few other things before we go. Today is the last day to claim the When airdrop. I'm not going to say the name again. It's the last day. If you need to know more about how to claim it, you've got about 5 hours left. If that, I think. Maybe 4, 5, 6 hours. No, you haven't got 6 hours left. I think you've got 4 hours left to claim. Skits, you are correct. You've got 4 hours left to claim it. If you don't know how to claim it, I have made videos about it, and you can find my information underneath the stream. I'm not going to give you my channel out because it's forbidden, but we are Crypto Warehouse. You can find us that way. But you've got 4 hours left to claim the airdrop. And on Wednesday afternoon will be the start of the other airdrop, January the 31st. I don't know what time exactly, but you've got a chance to claim that. So the answer to the last question was, of course, Musk. Now, the poll that we had today, are we going to hit $44,000 today? 70% said yes and 30% said no. Remember what I said on the Friday show? Would we hit $42,000 by Sunday? That was my question on Friday. And lo and behold, We hit $42,000 on Sunday. As I say, I haven't got a crystal ball. I just have feelings in my water. And I think today we could retest this top line here. I think we could possibly retest this, which is at 44,000. If Evergrande comes out, and Evergrande is the black swan or the grey swan, we are going to do this. And we're going to come down to 38,000. They're my two predictions. So without Evergrande, bad news, 44. With Evergrande, bad news, down to 38. It could be today, could be tomorrow, could be Wednesday. In the next few days, we're going to go to 44, or we're going to have contagion from Evergrande, and it's going to pull back the entire crypto market. That's my prediction for the day. Now, that's the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Oh, I've got a comment. Let me just read that comment before we go. See if I can actually read it out. Yeah, a lot of people are trying to claim the airdrop who don't understand that I made a video on November the 24th telling people what to do to be involved. And we are now 2 months later, and we've got people asking how I get the airdrop. I told you 2 months ago, I told you in December, I told you at the start of January what you had to do. Then there was a cut-off period, which I think was January the 19th. And after that point, you didn't get the airdrop. I made 3 videos about this, and each one told you that you could claim X, Y, or Z. So I'm not making them. I signposted this event, and it's happening now. And like I say, I'm signposting more events that are going to happen in the future. But anyway, I'm going to drop the box, and you have a few minutes to claim it. I will be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Brogan should be back tonight with simple signals. And apart from that, thanks everybody for coming. Smash the like button on the way out. See you all in the morning. Have a great day. Let's pray for $100 Solana and a $43,000 Bitcoin. Take care, everybody.